Hey, welcome to your Leo horoscopes for the week of January 28th through February 3rd. Our last few days of January, rolling on into February. Focus continues to be on the home this week, but there's a different feel to it. There's no planets to influence Leo this week, but focus on the home. Even for the most introverted, home-loving person, this time of year really starts to get difficult for people when it just feels like you're stuck in the house all the time, usually due to the weather. And that can go either way, northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. It's either drastically hot or ridiculously cold. Either way, this time of year is extremes when it comes down to it, whether it's winter or summer, we're dealing with extremes. So it can actually start to feel really depressing when you're stuck dealing with home stuff a lot. There's another thing to be said about that, and that is, throughout the rest of the year, we tend to kind of sort of start projects and not finish them and go, I'll just put that aside for the winter time, when I have more time to devote to that. And then you find yourself looking at this ridiculously huge amount of projects that you put off until winter time, which gets really overwhelming, and it's just not as fun as when you started it either. So I feel like this week it's really important to find some sort of balance in that if you can. Whether it's dragging yourself out of the house to something that's a little bit more fun, or opening everything up or changing things around. You have to do something to break up the monotony of being stuck in the house, especially for long periods of time. I think the pandemic sort of should have made it a little bit easier for us because we were stuck in the house for as long as we were stuck in the house for. But I also feel it's even more difficult to be in that mindset after the pandemic. It's almost like I think for some people, it's like this mini panic starts to well up, like, oh no, not again, if that makes sense. And it's just really kind of scary, and your mind can go into really crazy places. I think the bottom line here is when we're at home, we're less motivated to do things. When we're at home, we're less motivated to get up and to put our faces on and to get dressed and, all those different things. And so we also have a lot of bad habits at home, is where I'm getting to. And while it's really nice for me, honestly, I love those days where I can just stay in my PJs all day long and not change out of them. Like that's my favorite day of the whole entire week when I can get it. But if it's every day, then it becomes really, really depressing. And I feel like I'm dragging my butt. And I just feel like, even if I take a shower, I'm still dirty kind of a thing. I'm just not as productive, I think, at home as I am outside of the home. So this week, I feel like some balance needs to be incorporated in there. It's a good idea to get yourself up, to get yourself dressed, to get yourself motivated, to get yourself in a mood that's not I'm just gonna sit at home, because it starts to feel like you're never gonna it's like quicksand. It just pulls you in and it gets very depressing. And if you don't get a handle on it real quick, it just becomes a nightmare to live with. And we want to avoid that as much as possible, especially you summer loving Leos that may be going through a little bit of winter. Some people get that seasonal depressional disorder. Um, Very, very important for you guys to create some balance in that. Bring some sunshine into your lives in some way, shape, or form. There's always a million different ideas on how you can do that. But the bottom line is it's really important to make sure that you're not falling into a pattern that is very unmotivating and depressing, especially if you're spending a lot of time at home. this time of year. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do consider sending a tip or donation through my Ko-fi link, which is down there in the description. I would really appreciate that. Also, my website link is down there in the description as well. Check out the booking options, check out the membership, check out the schedule. Some events that are going to be coming up here in the next week or so for next month, all kinds of good stuff. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys shake yourselves up a bit. You know, fire signs need to be shooken up a bit. If there's no one around to shake you up, you gotta shake yourself up. And I will see you guys next week, all geared up and ready to go.